So let's now decode precisely what that amendment has inside it. There are 4 basic points that this amendment has. Remember, the waiver is in sight. This was the most difficult hurdle to cross, and it has happened, which basically means it's as good as done, but it will come in the future. The first point is this is to advance Indo-US ties in the Indo-Pacific, is what this amendment document says, to push for joint defense projects in critical technology areas which have been identified by both sides. This waiver is also on weapons to defend against China. That's one of the reasons why the United States has agreed to provide this one-time waiver to India. No sanctions against India for dealing with Russia and buying the S-400, but the amendment says the United States will try and convince India to stop using Russian equipment and instead start using US equipment, which it has anyway already started doing in a big way. But why is this so important? Why am I here calling it a big diplomatic win for India? Number one, this waiver is looming in front of India at a time when the Russia-Ukraine war is peaking, when Russia has been painted as enemy number 1 of the world by the United States, and yet they are giving India this waiver, or at least intending to. It validates the strength and the ability of India's foreign policy under a great deal of foreign pressure. The waiver to India has been provided to no other country. No other country has received this kind of waiver. It's totally unique to India and underscores India's unique position in the world. Remember, the S-400 missile deal that India struck with Russia was the precise deal that had the threat of sanctions. Now those sanctions will not be applied if this goes through, and there's no reason why it won't. And finally, India's age-old Russian defense ties stand undisturbed and unhindered and unthreatened by this whole thing. Basically, the United States has said, we trust India's independence in defense contracting, we affirm it, and we will not interfere in it by assigning sanctions of any kind.